Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Prashnopanishad has 6 questions dealt with, and it is a continuation of thought from Mundakopanishad. In Mundakopanishad, the student had asked about the reality, and normally when we talk about the truth, we generally take only the absolute standpoint as the only standpoint. And it is where we are partial about the reality. See, the truth has to be recognized simultaneously as immanent and transcendental to the relativity. If this way understanding happens, then it is right. Otherwise, we get lost only in the Shabdajalam Maharanyam Chitta Brahmana Karanam. We get lost only in the words. Therefore, in the same Upanishad it is said, Vidyate Hrudaya Granthi Chidyante Sarva Samchayaha Kshiyante Chasya Karmani Tasmin Drushte Paravare. See, the manifest and the unmanifest, both are nothing but the same reality. If we insist that gold is without names and forms, therefore all names and forms are illusions, then we cannot love the ornaments. There is no loss for the gold if it becomes an ornament. In the same manner, when the absolute is reduced to the relativity, there is no loss to the absolute. Like when the space is referred as north, east, west, south, by referring the space as directions, there is no loss to the space. But if we are obsessed that no, the truth is Nirgun Nirakar, then we become only one-sided in thinking. See, therefore the truth has to be recognized in 3 levels. From the absolute standpoint, it is Nirgun Nirakar, attributeless, formless. From relative standpoint, creator and created standpoint, from the creator and the created standpoint, the truth is the Saguna Nirakar, with attributes but without form. And from the relativity point of view, the reality is Saguna Sakar, with form and with attributes. Therefore, out of these 6 questions, first 3 questions dealt with the Apara Brahma, the manifest reality. And in this manifest reality, what is the spiritual practice? Keeping this in view, first 3 questions were asked. The first question was regarding that where from this world has come into existence. Bhagavan kuto hava ima praja prajayante iti. O Lord, where from this world has come into existence? So we are talking about Saguna Sakar, manifest world. And when we dealt with that question, conclusion was the topic of creation is discussed to focus our attention on the absolute reality. So although we are talking about the world, but our focus is on the absolute. This was the first question. Then the second question that we have seen was that Bhagavan Katteva Deva Praja Vidharayante Katara Eta Prakashayante Kaha Punah Esha Varishta Iti. Then this was the second level of our experience. The experiencer is embodied. So first we talk about the world, how the world is created. We are talking about body level. Then we are talking about the embodied level. Who is holding these five Mahabhutas intact? Why they do not get disintegrated? See, when death happens to the body, the five elements get disintegrated. What is that which doesn't allow the disintegration of these five elements? That was the second question. And in this question, we were brought the topic of Jiva. And we were told, Jiva is not an individuality, it is not a Vyakti, it is the Abhivyakti. So what should be the spiritual practice? So when we are living at the body level, then it is the karma pradhan, predominantly karma. So we do good or bad karma, go to hell and heaven, etc., etc. Then we have prosperity, good life, a humane understanding, etc. Then when we come to the second level, we are no more satisfied only abhyudaya, prosperity in this world. But we are also thinking in terms of the other world. That we want to go to the heaven, we want to go to the Brahmaloka. For that, the spiritual practice indicated was the upasana. So first it was karma pradhan, second it was karma and upasana pradhan. And in this manner, we are still talking about the relative world. Thereafter, we came in the third chapter. And in the third chapter, the student asked this question. He asked questions. Bhagavan kuta esha prano jayate katham ayati asmin sharire atmanam va pramibhajya katham pratisthate kena utkramate katham bhahyam abhidatte katham adhyatmamiti. So this jiva, this prana, how does he enter the body? And after having entered, what are the factors which are maintaining the body intact? Not only the body, but the outer world also. So, in reply to that, the teacher told us that like the shadow comes out of a person. Now, what is the shadow? Shadow is an appearance which does not exist, but it is just a phenomena. Make this point very clear. Appearance of a shadow is a phenomena in which shadow does not have independent existence. And this shadow appears only under n number of conditions. If this n number of conditions are not satisfied, shadow cannot happen. Therefore, shadow is not an individuality, but it is just a phenomena. Exactly the same way. When the absolute reality is functioning through the limitations of the Panchakoshas, then a phenomena happens, and that phenomenon is called as Jiva Bhava. It is not individual Jiva, one per head. See? And after that it was said, the various pranas, etc., how they were fighting and how it was finally concluded that it is the jiva because of which all these faculties are functional and the body is maintained. This is what we have seen in the third mantra. And after having told this, there also we were told, Je evam vidvan pranam veda na asya praja hiyate amruto hoti tadesha shlokaha. So he who knows this, what? Utpattim, ayatim, sthanam, vibhutvam, panchada, vivajya, adhyatmam, vijnaya, amrutam ashnute. So he who knows what is the meaning of the jiva. See, how the jiva is created. Then, for the thing, katham ayati, how does he enter the body? And then, where does he stay? How this prana, jiva gets divided in the body in 5 different ways. And in this manner, he who knows, he is beyond these limitations. Be very attentive. It is something like this. How a character enters the actor when he plays the role of any character. See, normally he is a pati, a useless husband. But when he comes on the stage, he becomes Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. So out of the pati, a Chhatrapati is born. Now how this Chhatrapati has entered in this pati? See? So what is happening? This pati, he knows very well that I am only playing a role of Chhatrapati Shivaji. And therefore achievements and failures, joy and sorrows, birth and death, they don't belong to me. In the same manner, he who comes to recognize that jiva is a phenomena which is supported by me, the Absolute, and let the phenomena happen. Will any mirror insist that there should not be any reflection of a criminal in me? Whether there is a criminal standing in front of the mirror and he is reflected, or a saint or sage is standing, he is reflected, or there is nobody to reflect in the mirror, will it be a concern for the mirror? See? In one drama I acted as a great sage. In another drama I acted as a criminal. In the third drama I acted as a miserable husband. In the fourth drama I acted an arrogant son. Does it make any difference to me? Just a role that I have been playing. Friends, living with this understanding is called as being Jivan Mukta. See? Now this role that the actor is playing, does he have any desire? He cannot have desire because he is just playing a role. He may say, I will conquer this kingdom as a dialogue on the stage, but for that man there is no desire. In the same manner, Bhagavan says in Gita, Prajahati yada kaman sarvan partha manogatan atmannevatmana tushtaha stita prajnas tadochyate. Living in this experience 24/7 is living in meditation. Then we don't do meditation, because for us meditation is a silent suffering collectively, nothing else. And our meditation is, there should not be thoughts in the mind. See? Our obsession is, there should not be any reflection in the mirror. It can never stop. As the mirror is not affected by the reflection, so also the mind is not affected by any thought. And that is why mind supports every kind of thought. In the same manner, the conscious principle that is supports waking, dream, deep sleep, samadhi. but nothing disturbs. Waking and the dream experiences do not add anything to the pure consciousness. Deep sleep and samadhi do not take away anything from the pure consciousness. Living in this understanding is living the truth 24/7. Thereafter, yogarato va bhogarato va sangarato va sangavihina yasya brahmani ramate chittam nandati nandati anandati eva. There cannot be any miserable attitude towards life. Therefore, उत्पत्तिम आयातिम स्थानम विभुत्वम च पंचदा अध्यात्मम चैव प्राणस्य विज्ञाय अमृतम अश्नुते. When we know this whole phenomena, thereafter there is nobody who is living a life, but the life is lived in and through everybody. See friends, up to here we had seen in our last two classes. Now we enter the fourth question. Ata hainam sauryayani gargyaha papracha bhagavan etasmin purushe kani swapanti kani asmin jagrati kataresha devaha swapnan pashyati kasya etat sukham bhavati kasminnu sarve sampradishtita bhavanti iti. Now the teacher is addressed by the student Sauryayani Gargyaha. The grandson of the sun is Sauryayani. He asks. See, here Bhagavan Shankar argues a very beautiful introduction to this question. Prashnatrayena aparavidya gocharam sarvam parisamapya samsaram vyakruta vishayam sadhya sadhana lakshanam anityam. See, first three questions dealt with the relative world and what is the spiritual practice that we have to do, that was told, and also we were told all that is gained in the relative world is anityam, kshine punne martya lokam vishanti. Whatever we do the karma, and because of the good karma we go to heaven, but we will be there only as long as there is a balance of our merits. Therefore, so also through the karma we go to the Pitruloka, and from there also we come back. Therefore, all the sadhana which is done as karma and upasana yields the result which are temporary, they are not permanent. This was said. Atha idanim asadhya sadhana lakshana apraman gocharam amano gocharam atindriya vishayam shivam shantam avikrutam aksharam satyam paravidyagamyam purushakyam sabhayabhyantaram ajam vaktavyam iti uttaram prashnatrayam arabhyate. Now from here onward, the next three questions deal with the absolute reality on which the relativity is superimposed. And therefore, it is not sadhya sadhaka lakshanam. Be very attentive. Anything which is done is created in time and it will disappear after some time. See, like you take a stone which is inert by itself. You throw the stone. How long the stone will go? As long as the energy of our hand is associated with the stone, till then the stone will go, after that it will fall. See, anything we begin, it ends. Thank God, lecture will end, because we began. See? So, na karmana. And therefore, all that is gained through karma cannot be infinite, cannot be permanent, it will be temporary. Similarly, upasana. When we do upasana, in that upasana, our duality is maintained. And therefore, we see, if I am a Shiva Bhakta, I want to go to Kailash. If I am Vishnu Bhakta, I want to go to Vaikuntha. When we went to Kailash, at the base of the Kailash, There was one old man, somebody told me, Swami, there is a Mahatma sitting there. So I said, okay, let's go and take darshan. So when I went there, that old Mahatma, he started crying. Maharaj, see, I am so unlucky. I have come here, but I could not do Pradakshina. For last 6 months I am sitting, I am not healthy. And I said, please don't cry, don't cry. And then I told, look here, when I complete my Pradakshina, I will finish and offer all the punyam to you. But don't cry. So we finished Pradakshina, I went to him. I said, now, I am doing my hand like this and you put water on my hand and I will say. But put hot water. If you put cold water, the punya will get frozen. It's very cold there. So he put hot water. And then I said, now what is your name? I will say that name and say, I, Swami Anubhavananda, offer all the punya that I have acquired by going around the holy mountain Kailash to, what's your name? He said, Vaikuntha Das. And I said, Vaikuntha Das. And I could not hold, I started laughing. So one person asked, Swamiji, why are you laughing? I said, I am laughing for a confusion that is created in my mind. Now he is Vaikuntha Das. If he dies there, where will he go? Of course, he died in Kailash, he will go to Kailash. So when he goes to Kailash, the gatekeeper will ask, where did you leave the body? In Kailash. Oh, Ehi, welcome. What is your name? My name is Vaikuntha Das. Vaikuntha Das, get out from here. Because how can Vaikuntha Das go to Kailash? So he will go to Vaikuntha. Come on, sir. What is your name? My name is Vaikuntha Das. Oh, great. Welcome. Where did you leave the body? In Kailash. Kailash, get away from here. Because how can Vaikuntha Das die in Kailash? See, friends. Get lost only in this. Therefore, it is necessary that we are, in this relative world, do your karma upasana. No doubt is required. But what is the purpose? Karmani chitte shuddhyartham. Aikagryatham upasanam. Mokshartham brahma vijnanam. Iti Vedanta Dinyama. But our karma is done for getting the results. So that I accrue good punyam or merit like that. And upasana is done, so we get the favor. See? Upasana is not done for getting something legally. Upasana is done something getting illegally. See? When we go to the minister for getting our work done, he has to do us favor. So whenever we are seeking favor, it is very clear we don't deserve. And therefore we seek favor. So all the devotees are only seeking favor and they are creating problem for the God to run his world. See? Therefore, karma and upasana has a purpose of purification of the mind and making the mind single pointed so it can be applied for inquiry. And thereafter, here Bhagavan Shankara says, Atha idanim asadhya sadhana lakshanam. It is not gained by any sadhana. You are that. See, in Kenopanishad, the Upanishad says, Yan manasana manute, yen ahur manomatam, tadeva brahmatvam vidhi, nedam yadidam upasate. So, tad brahmatvam eva vidhi. Only know yourself, that's all. You are not creating something in you. You are not becoming Brahman. If you become, you will be, artificial, like a artificial flower. And when you become artificially Brahman, then while giving the lecture, I am Brahman. After the lecture, Brahma. See, friends. Therefore, अथ इदानीम असाधन साध्य लक्षण अप्रमाणम अप्राणम अमनोगोचरम. So it is neither created nor it is the jiva nor it is comprehended by the mind or the sense organs etc. Atindriya Vijay, beyond the scope of all our known faculties of knowledge, and Shivam Shantam Avikrutam Aksharam, that absolutely auspicious, pure, unmodifying Satyam Paravidyagamyam, the absolute reality which is attained through Paravidya. Paravidya we have referred in Mundukopanishad, Dve Vidye Veditavve Parachaiva Paracha, Tatra Apara, Rugveda, Samaveda, Yajurveda, Atharvaveda, and thereafter Shiksha, Kalpa, Jyotisha, Vyakaran, Nruktam, Chandamiti. These 6 plus 4, 10, they fall in the category of the Aparavidya pertaining to the relative world. And Athapara Yaya Tat Aksharam Adhigamyate. Paravidya is that by which the truth is revealed. Revealed. The word is not gained, it is revealed. It is not apraptasya prapti, it is praptasya prapti. That we have to simply recognize our own divinity. See, friends. And therefore, these next 3 questions begin. So, the question asked was, Bhagavan etasmin purushe kani swapanti and kani asmin jagrati katara esha devaha swapnan pashyati kasya etat sukham bhavati kasminu sarve sampratishtita bhavanti iti. So the question is that Bhagavan etasmin purushe, in this body, the body with the head, etc., Shiraha, Pani, Adimati, Kani Karnani Swapanti, which are the instruments which are going to sleep, and Swapam Kurvanti, Swavyaparat Uparapante, they do not anymore function, and thereafter, Kanija Asmin Jagrati, Jagranam, Nidra Avastha, Swavyaparam Kurvanti. And those are the ones who are still awake, even in the deeps, even in the sleep. And Katara Karya Karana Lakshana Yoho Devaha Swapnan Prashati. And who is experiencing this dream? So 3 questions. First, what are the faculties which are awake? Which are the faculties which go to sleep? And who is experiencing the dream? One is very clear. Waker is never experiencing the dream. To be a waker, we have to be identified with the gross body. So a waker can never experience the dream. Then the question comes, who is experiencing the dream? So, Katara Karya Karana Lakshanayoho Esha Devaha Swapnan Pashyati Swapno Nama Jagrat Darshana Nivrittasya Jagrat Vat Anta Sharire Yad Darshanam. What is the meaning of dream? Dream means the latent impressions remaining on the mind, and those which are seen, that is called as the swapna or the dream. Then tatkim karyaka lakshanena nivartate kim va karana lakshanena ketachit iti abhiprayah. Then this dream is seen by whom? Who is responsible for creating the dream and who is seeing the dream? Uparate cha jagrasva vyapare yat saprasannam nirayasa rakshanam anabadam sukham kasya etat bhavati. And when the dream is also over and the deep sleep begins, then the question comes, who is experiencing the sukham, the joy? Who is experiencing? Kasya sukham bhavati. Now be very attentive. Waking is experienced by the one who is identified with the body. Then dream is another experience which cannot be experienced by the dreamer. And when the dream is over, we do experience in the deep sleep the experience of joy or bliss or happiness. Then the question comes, who is experiencing that happiness? It cannot be experienced by the waker, nor can it be experienced by the dreamer, because both of them are totally absent in the deep sleep. So kindly tell who is that one. And tasmin kale जागृत स्वप्ने व्यापारत उपरतः सन्तः कस्मिन्नु सर्वे सम्यक एकीभूता संप्रतिष्ठिताः. And when there is a deep sleep experience, in that all the sense organs, organs of action and the mind, etc., where do they go? Where they become collected in one whole? Where do they go? So further, Madhuni Rasabar Samudra प्रविष्टा नद्यादिवच्च विवेकानरा प्रतिष्ठिता भवन्ति संगता संपत्तिभवति इत्यर्थः. So is it like, when the rivers go to the ocean, thereafter they cannot be separated and remain differentiated from the ocean? In the same manner, where do these all faculties, etc., where do they go and go back? Please tell me this. Now, in reply to this, the teacher tells. Now see how deep this inquiry is. Our understanding of spirituality take a ghanta in the hand and go on making the noise and disturb the God. Nedam yadidam upasate. That is all required. But we cannot continue to be in KG1, KG2 throughout life. And when we are grown up, we are doing our post-graduation. That time when a child goes to KG, KG1, KG2, do we condemn him? Hey, KG1, PhD. No. See, why this is called as, the Pratipaksha Bhavana. In Pratipaksha Bhavana, what is done? That what we have to rise above, that is condemned. Like, cigarette smoking is injurious to health. Now, why the cigarette smoking is condemned? Because we have to rise above that. That's the only thing. There is no enmity with the cigarette. In the same manner, here the teacher now takes up this topic. तस्मै सहोवाच यथा गार्ग्यः मरीचयः अर्कस्य स्तं गच्छतः सर्वा एतस्मिन् तेजोमण्डले एकीभवन्ति ता पुनः पुनः उदयतः प्रचरन्ति एवं हवै तत्सर्वं परे देवे मनसि एकीभवति तेन तर्हि एष पुरुषः न शृणोति न पश्यति न जिघ्रति न रसयते न स्पृशते नाभिवदते न दत्ते नानन्दयते न विसृजयते न नेनायते स्वपिति इति आचक्षते. Now, the Acharya, the teacher, told, Shrunu he Gargya, Tadhyaya Pushtam. My dear Gargya, whatever you ask me, now I shall tell you, please listen. First, यथा मरीचयः रश्मयः अर्कस्य आदित्यस्य अस्तं अदर्शनं गच्छतः सर्वा अशेषितः एतस्मिन् तेजोमण्डले राशि तेजोराशि रूप एकी भवन्ति. When the sun sets, where do the rays of the sun go? They go back to the sun. That means they are no more available to us. Because they are not available to us, when the sun has set, that doesn't mean those rays have disappeared. They have become unavailable to us because at that time they go back to the sun. And punaha ta udayataha udgacchataha pracharanti vikiryante. And again, when there is a sunrise, what happens? Again those rays come out of the same sun. In this manner, this is an example. So the sun sets, everything goes back to the sun, all the rays, and when the sun rises, all the rays come out of the sun. Yathayam drishtantaha, like this example, एवं हवै तत्सर्वं विषयेन्द्रिया जातं परे प्रकृष्टे देवे द्योतनवती मनसि चक्षुरादि देवानां मनस्वतंत्रत्वात् परो देवो मनः तस्मिन् स्वप्रकाश काले एकी भवति. स्वप्न काले एकी भवति. So where do all our senses and organs of action, where do they go? They go back in the dream, they go back in the mind. Now be very attentive. When the mind is expressing through the eyes, it is called as vision. When the eyes close, where will the vision go? Vision is not the structural eye. Eye has two aspects. One is structural eye, second is functional eye. Functional eye is called as the vision. And this functional eye cannot express without the structural eye. See? So both are required. And if there is no third factor called as the mind, if there is no mind behind the ears, do we hear? We don't listen. In the same manner, many times some people have got this habit, when they sleep with everything open. Nose open, mouth open, eyes open. And when they are sleeping, take fingers in front of their eyes and ask, 2 plus 2, how many? No reply. Their eyes are like only a mirror, because the mind is not behind. So, after the reflection happens in the eye, on the retina, that reflection has to be caught by the mind, and then only the knowledge takes place. Therefore, all the sense organs and organs of action, they are in the mind, and they express through the various structures. See, our mind is permeating the total body. Therefore, eyes are in our total body. But the eyes can manifest as a vision only through the eyes. See, it is something like, in the whole body of the cow, the milk is permeated. But the milk can be taken out only from the udder, not from the ears. In the same manner, mind is the abode of all the faculties, because it is jnanatmakam. And therefore, this mind is expressing through the structural eye and the functional eye, the vision. And therefore, when in the sleep, when all the faculties are closed, where do they go? They go back to the mind. Therefore, Dyotanavati Manasi, mind which is a source of knowledge, is Chakshuradi Devana Manaha Swatantratvat, and mind is independent of all the faculties. When the mind is not behind, eyes cannot function. But if the eyes are closed, nothing happens to the mind. And therefore, mind is independent of all these factors. So, Manaha Tasmin Swapna Kale Eki Bhavati. Therefore, who are those who are awake and who go to sleep, and where do go? This is what is said. So, Eki Bhavati Mandale Marichivat Vishe Avisheshatam Gachati. Like, all the different rays of the sun, they go back to the sun and they become undifferentiated. They are one with the sun itself. Now, Jijagarishoscha Rashmivan Mandalat Manasaha Eva Pracharanti Swavyaparaya Pratishtanti. And again, like when the sunrise happens, all the rays come out in the same manner. When the mind is awakened, all the sense organs and organs of action, they become functional in this manner. Yet स्वप्न काले श्रोत्रादीनि शब्दादि उपलब्ध करणानि मनसि एकीभूतानि इव कर्ण व्यापारात् उपरितानि तेन तस्मान् तभी तस्मिन् स्वापकाले एष देवदत्तादि लक्षणा पुरुषः न शृणोति न पश्यति न जिघ्रति न रसयते न स्पृशते नाभिवदते नालते नानन्दयते न विसृजते न नेनायते स्वपिति इति आचक्षते लौकिकाः. And because all the faculties are now withdrawn in the mind, and therefore during the dream experience, what is said, that all the faculties are no more functional in their respective field, and therefore it is said that this person, for example, Mr. Devadatta, he is neither listening, nor seeing, nor smelling, nor tasting, nor touching, nor doing any action, nor going, nor holding, nor enjoying, nor nothing. And then we say, now Devadatta is sleeping. In this manner, this whole world is like a bubble gum. One day, one child was eating bubble gum. I said, hey, you stand here and do it slowly. I want to see how you do it. So he prepared. And then thereafter, he brought out the bubble. I said, now when you brought out the bubble, do you feel any load on you? He said, no, it's a fun. And then you absorb that bubble and go with you. Do you feel you have become heavy? He said, no. Exactly this way. When the waves come out of the ocean, it is not a burden for the ocean. And when the waves go back to the ocean, there is no loss to the ocean. In the same manner, in absolute reality, appearance of the relativity is not a burden, and disappearance of the relativity is not a freedom. See? Therefore, it is said in Upanishad, na nirodho na cha utpatti na baddho na cha sadhakaha na muktaha na mumukshurvai ittesha paramarthata. But we get lost only in this non-essentials. Therefore, nothing ever has happened in the dream. See, I'll give you one example about the dream and the waking and the deep sleep. Day-to-day example. Next to your mirror, keep your photograph. And next to your photograph, keep one black paper. Now you look at the mirror, you are seeing your reflection. You are the one illuminating that reflection. Then look at your photograph. You are the one illuminating the photograph. Then look at the dark black paper. You are illuminating the dark black paper. So are you three? One. In the same manner, experiences gathered through the sense organs objectively is called as waking experience. Then it is like the mirror experience. When we are looking at our photo, it is like looking at the impressions on our mind. So when we look at the photograph, we don't require a mirror, we don't require our face also. See? So looking at a picture is like a dream experience. And the third one, when we are looking at a dark black paper, meaning absence of the earlier two. When the earlier two are illuminated, as in deep sleep, am I the third one? This one reality, which is illuminating the waking experiences, but never becomes a waker, illuminating the dream experiences, but never becomes a dreamer, illuminating the deep sleep experience, but never goes to sleep. Ha ha.